The most engaging, impactful, informative, and entertaining talk show ever. Get ready to hear the voices of many local, state, and national artists, musicians, comedians, pastors, athletes, and politicians. It's time for South Florida Live with Jeffrey Brown. The most engaging, impactful, informative, and entertaining talk show ever. Get ready to hear the voices of many local, state, and national artists, musicians, comedians, pastors, athletes, and politicians. It's time for South Florida Live with Jeffrey Brown.
Hey, listen, good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the South Florida Live Podcast. I'm your host, Jeffrey Brown, and as we always start out saying, this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it, in spite of what we've gone through, in spite of what your challenges were today. Still rejoice and be glad in it because God made this day and he made it especially just for you. And listen, regardless of how was the outcome on last night, guys, hold your heads up. I posted today. I said because we have to continue to trust the same God. He's that same God today, yesterday, and forevermore. He's the same God. We got to continue to trust him. And listen, because he was going to be with us. And I said this, that God has it all in control. Listen, I've been dropping this on everybody on today, so I want to drop it on my family tonight before we get started. And it's just this. God has no matter what your present situation is, God has all in control. He can go. Oh, I know. He has. I just want you to believe that. Hey, listen, those that are viewing by Facebook, come on in. Facebook family, please like and share. Like and share. Give me some love. Give me some hearts, if you will. Appreciate that. Those that are viewing by YouTube, come on in. Hit the like and share button, if you will. We just got to understand that he's still in control. He has if you let one sit in the heart, Yeah, listen, come on in. Facebook, YouTube, let's go. I just wanted to share that with my listeners, with some of my family and friends and those that are out there viewing. Just to let you know, man, in spite of it all, God still has it all in control because we are. I see my sister. She's here. We're gonna get this party started. We got some things to talk about. Plus, I want to play Vice President Harris session speech. It's about 10 minutes, if that's cool, because I think we need to hear it. If you haven't already, want to share that with us. We are one, y'all. Come on. Thank you for joining us on tonight. Let's talk about the things that matter with Pastor George Jackson and TaNika Bennett. We got some things we're going to talk about, how everything went down, how you feeling. Come on, let me know how you feel. We're going to talk about your feelings tonight. But we just want to remind you, we still are one. With the silly game we play, we got no matter what's said or done. Oh, we are one. No matter what we do, we are one. God will see us through, we are one. And that's the way it is. All right. Miss TaNika. We call her TB for short.
Good
She's the
evening,
lady.
everyone. Good evening.
She's the one and only TaNika Bennett. Hey, what's
Hey,
going on, my sister? Good evening to
uh,
you.
it was an interesting day. It was an interesting day. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure. Yeah, it was an interesting day,
Yeah, I'm
Elder.
sure. I'm sure.
Man,
I'm sure. Hey, listen. Yeah, it was interesting. The things didn't work out the way we wanted it to. But you know what, TaNika?
Mhm.
Uh, I was telling somebody today that it didn't, but this is the time that we should come together. We should unify and come together and check Buddy. Because guess what we were gonna do if she got in office? We was gonna make her accountable for
yeah,
everything that she said. So let's not back off on it now because we didn't get what we wanted. Because we were gonna check her. So why are we not gonna check him? So let's get it together. Let's come together. Let's form whatever. Um Locally. I mean, it's not much we can do with this federal government, but locally, there's some stuff we can do. Let's make some moves. Let's make some noise here locally. And if we make some noise locally, my pastor always say, man, we make some noise locally, we can make some noise nationally.
here's the thing, and we need to be very clear about this. It's gonna be difficult to hold his feet to the fire because he's inheriting, or he will have. I won't say inheriting, but he'll have a majority House and Senate. My fear is him being able to implement Project 2025 fully. That's my fear. Because there are no checks and balances.
Mm-hmm.
So who's going to prevent this now?
Mm-hmm.
With a Democratic president and maybe a majority House and Senate, some executive orders could have kind of put a damper and slow crawl to Project 2025. In this situation, You already know what it is. You know why? Because he never said what his plan was. He said he had a concept. Every time he was asked what he was going to do, he talked about immigration in a flighty kind of way. But he kept saying, I have a concept. I have a concept. It wasn't that he actually had a concept.
We know what the concept is.
The concept is Project 2025. Let's be very clear about that.
Most definitely.
That's the concept, Project 2025. So it's just a sad day. It's a sad day. But
it's a sad day, but it's not a day that we can give up on.
Right. It's one of those things where it's like he had a bad breakup. You have some ice cream, you've been watching a little TV, you suck a little bit about it, and then you get up and get dressed and go on about your life. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. And shout out to everybody who had a better vision for America. That's important. We can harp on all the nuances of this election, but we can't.
Yeah, I just believe at this point, I lost my sister. I just believe at this point we have to it's the time now that we got to make everything accountable. Everything they said they were going to do, we got to make sure we got to keep a watch. We got to keep a tally watch on like you said about the border. You said about deploying immigrants. Uh let's build our checklist. Um that's my thing. Let's build our checklist. I lost my sister. Let's build our checklist on on this thing and make him accountable just like we was gonna make her accountable. We were gonna check her. So let's not forget. Let's check him too. And I was just it just I don't know. I don't I'm not showing fear. I don't have fear because the Lord didn't give me the spirit of fear. And I know that sounds churchy, but I'm so with that right now because if we give into fear, then we're going to give into to this individual, which we can't afford to do. So I'm trying to find something, y'all. Oh, there it is. Yeah, we can't give into it. Hey, listen, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. While I'm waiting for TaNika them to get it together, this is what I'm gonna do. I want to play something. I don't know if anyone heard her concession speech, but I want to play it tonight. I want to play it. It's a little lengthy, but we ain't got nothing but time. Okay, I want to play this tonight. Um, I want to play this tonight. Um, Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going to happen. But I want to play her concession speech. If y'all don't mind, can we do that? Oh shoot. That ain't it. Okay, let me stop that. Bring that. All right. So hey, let's listen to it. It's lengthy. It's a little lengthy, but it's good. I mean, she really spoke well. Um, uh during this time today she did this today, so there she go. All right, there you go.
Hey, I'm sorry
uh,
about that. The phone
all right.
was hooked up to my iPad. Like, I gotta figure
Okay.
out how to disconnect that. But it
Okay.
threw me off. But I had to get in the car anyway. But I'm back.
All
I don't
right,
know if you
so
heard what I.
I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna hit the concession speech for a minute. That's what I had queued up
Oh, that's what I
while you
want to
was
hear
waiting.
too. Yeah,
I'm gonna go
yeah.
ahead and do that. All right. So
Okay.
y'all let's go ahead and listen in on this. I mean, she did a real good job today on it.
So let me say, and I love you back. And I love you back. So let me say, My heart is full today. My heart is full today, full of gratitude for the trust you have placed in me, full of love for our country, and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not. Hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright.
Sorry, y'all.
As long as we never give up, and as long as we keep fighting. To my beloved Doug and our family, I love you so very much. To President Biden and Dr. Biden, thank you for your faith and support. To Governor Walz and the Walz family, I know your service to our nation will continue. And to my extraordinary team, to the volunteers who gave so much of themselves, to the poll workers and the local election officials, I thank you. I thank you all. Look, I am so proud of the race we ran and the way we ran it. And the way we ran it over the 107 days of this campaign, we have been intentional about building community and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background, united by love of country with enthusiasm and joy in our fight for America's future. And we did it with the knowledge that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. Now, I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power. A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results. That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy or tyranny. And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. At the same time, in our nation, we owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States. And loyalty to our conscience and to our God. My allegiance to all three is why I am here to say, while I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. The fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity of all people. A fight for the ideals at the heart of our nation, the ideals that reflect America at our best. That is a fight I will never give up. I will never give up the fight for a future where Americans can pursue their dreams, ambitions, and aspirations, where the women of America have the freedom to make decisions about their own body and not have their government telling them what to do. We will never give up the fight to protect our schools and our streets from gun violence. And America, we will never give up the fight for our democracy, for the rule of law, for equal justice, and for the sacred idea that every one of us, no matter who we are or where we start out, has certain fundamental rights and freedoms that must be respected and upheld. And we will continue to wage this fight in the voting booth, in the courts, and in the public square. And we will also wage it in quieter ways, in how we live our lives, by treating one another with kindness and respect, by looking in the face of a stranger and seeing a neighbor, by always using our strength to lift people up, to fight for the dignity that all people deserve. The fight for our freedom will take hard work, but like I always say, we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work can be joyful work. And the fight for our country is always worth it. It is always worth it. To the young people who are watching, it is, I love you. To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed, but please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before. You have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. And so to everyone who is watching, do not despair. This is not a time to throw up our hands. This is a time to roll up our sleeves. This is the time to organize, to mobilize, and to stay engaged for the sake of freedom and justice and the future that we all know we can build together. Look, many of you know I started out as a prosecutor, and throughout my career, I saw people at some of the worst times in their lives, people who had suffered great harm and great pain, and yet found within themselves the strength and the courage and the resolve to take the stand, to take a stand, to fight for justice, to fight for themselves, to fight for others. So let their courage be our inspiration. Let their determination be our charge. And I'll close with this. There's an adage an historian once called a law of history, true of every society across the ages. The adage is, only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. I know many people feel like we are entering a dark time. but for the benefit of us all. I hope that is not the case. But here's the thing, America, if it is, let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant, brilliant billion of stars. The light of optimism, of faith, of truth, and service. HU. And may that work guide us, even in the face of setbacks, toward the extraordinary promise of the United States of America. I thank you all. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. I thank you all.
So
It was a great speech. I mean,
yeah,
but what
I mean,
she,
she's a great
yeah, yeah,
speaker.
that's
She
expected.
covered it. She
It's not
covered her bases.
surprising.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she covered her bases. So hey, like she said, one thing about it, we can't we got to fight. Fighting may take a while. What she said, fighting may take a while, but don't mean it doesn't mean that we won't win. Yeah, yeah. But we got to fight. We got to keep the fight, and we got to make sure we hold this guy to.
Well, we have to do two things.
So I'm gonna ask this. I'm gonna ask this
Yep.
because I put it in the thing, and to ask everybody just now. Just I'm gonna start with you, Tamika, and those that are viewing. I'm gonna ask you too. I want you to express yourself in the comments. Um, how you feel? How do you feel? I don't know if you watched all night. I did not. I didn't watch it
I
last
watched.
night. I,
I
I
watched.
turned I turned the TV off. Matter of fact, I watched something. Matter of fact, I watched Castaway. I watched Castaway. Don't ask me why. I
Uh-uh.
watched Castaway, and I fell asleep on that. I didn't want to watch anything, but I did wake up this morning. Um, but I want to ask you and share with the viewers right now. How did you feel? How did you feel at that moment, and how leading into all the way until this morning?
Okay, so I watched it and I fell asleep, woke back up. So I was awake and asleep almost all night. Um, I was up at four something this morning when pretty much it was determined that he would be um the nominee. You know, he would be the winner. Sorry, the winner. Um, it was gut wrenching for me. It was a feeling of despair that's indescribable, and I'll tell you why. 4 years ago, when Joe Biden won, I felt like hope was restored. Okay. You go back another 4 years when Trump was elected, I didn't know what to expect, but I wasn't expecting great things. Now, fast forward to last night. I'm a parent. I mean, I've been a parent throughout this whole time. I'm a parent now of a graduating senior. So not only am I thinking about my future, but I'm thinking about hers. I'm thinking about what world is she walking into with this man who is very obviously many things: misogynistic, xenophobic, homophobic, racist, sexist, you name it. As being a leader of the free world, it's gut wrenching in the sense that this is the world as a young adult she's gonna walk into onto some college campus where various programs that help students will no longer cease to exist because he doesn't believe that those programs are necessary. Walk into a college campus where um
information is distorted or totally eradicated because this man doesn't feel like that information should be available to anyone who wants it. So I, it's a feeling of despair, and I gotta shake it because I mean, on one aspect of things, I'm in the now with it being her senior year and all those senior moments. We did the pictures and we got the ring and homecoming has already happened, and now we're looking forward to other things and great senior events. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about what's going to happen come August 2025, because by then he will be in office, and God only knows what'll happen between January and August to where the plans I have might be impacted negatively, or should I say the plans for my daughter's future and post-secondary education may be negatively impacted by some stroke of his pen or some erratic idea he may have. That's where I am, Elder. That's where I am. I told someone earlier I have faith and I have anger, and I'm trying to deal with both emotions. My faith says it's all going to work out, but my anger wants vindication for what it's like being robbed. I don't know if you've ever been robbed. I remember when I was a child, my mother's home was robbed. Matter of fact, we came home and the thieves were still in the house. We saw them run out the back door. And one of the things they were taking was I had a 45. I don't know if I might be dating myself here. I had a 45 record of Smokey Robinson's song "Being with You," right? And they took it. So when the cops came, my mother's talking about the TV and the this and the that. And I keep saying they took Smokey. So the officer was like, "Was that a teddy bear? Was that a doll?" I'm like, "No, my Smokey Robinson record. They took my Smokey Robinson record." That's how I feel about this election. Something was taken from me. And like I said, my faith is gonna keep me together and allow me to get past this moment. But that's the moment I'm in right now. Because when I was a 6-year-old child, standing there telling the police officer about my Smokey Robinson record, I was angry then. And now I'm 46, sitting on this podcast telling you that this jack-o'-lantern is taking something from not just me, but from other people who had a renewed and restored hope in this country. And that's a feeling I haven't shaken yet. It's coming, but I haven't shaken it yet. So that's how I feel.
Yeah.
How
Those
about you? How you doing?
I'm good. Actually, literally, I'm good because if y'all remember, I know y'all fought me on this. Y'all were against me on this when I had said that I felt like this was going to be the outcome. And y'all all know the women, and I understand. The women showed, women
Listen,
showed
before we
up.
have this conversation, because here's what the stats say. The stats say a lot of the black men voted for her. Okay? That's not the issue here. The Hispanic vote around the country is what got Donald Trump elected.
Yeah.
That's what the
And that's one of the reasons why I say let's make sure we make him accountable for the things that he said. My other thing, other words,
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
understand it. I don't understand it because it's the same man like today. As he's starting to talk about who's going to be in his cabinet, things like that, the person that he's selecting is someone who says day one he wants to do a mass deportation.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I just don't.
But you know what, dog? The thing is, that's why I say we have to have, I know, build a checkoff list because there's a whole lot of stuff that's gonna be affected by this. You talking about a Supreme Court,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that, and don't let's not even talk about school the education. Now
Right.
you now you guys now teachers y'all standing there, with you because you don't know what direction's gonna be because of what he said. So how I feel, um, and I'm not trying to be churchy about it. I'm really not trying to be churchy because it's some church folks that got me real upset, real mad because we can't have double standards. We can't pick and choose. We can't pick and choose what we want to stand by in the Word of God. When you say
Huh?
about the abortion right, and then y'all some folks that I know they were posting today saying that the victory, they was happy about the victory. Why? Because of the abortion. Because he claimed that he's against abortions, right? And a lot of the church folks, a lot of us are against abortion. I got that. But you voted for him because of that. But that means you okay with his other stuff.
They could have voted against Amendment 4.
No, no,
They could have voted
but
against
but
Amendment
no,
4.
but
They could
but
have
that's
voted no to Amendment 4 and yes to Kamala Harris.
but
So,
that's not even where I'm trying to go, T. That's
okay.
not where I'm headed. What I'm headed is that you voted for him because of abortion rights, because you said that's wrong for abortions, right? So that's sin. That's a sin. But you gonna tell me being a felon is not a sin?
Listen, everything I
Being,
see on
being
the
a
internet
being,
today
hold on,
said they need to
hold on,
take this
hold on.
off the
Being,
ballot.
being an adulterer is not a sin. But so you okay with the adultery part? You okay with that? But you voted for him because he was with abortion rights. You know what I'm saying? It's just this split. It's just this split of where we are in this country. And like I told somebody, other countries are laughing at us. I don't care what you say. People are laughing at us because here it is. The United States, supposed to be the baddest country in the world, allowed and okayed a felon, a criminal, to run for president. And he got the vote yesterday.
That's what I was saying. I saw on at the internet today, social media platforms today, that people are saying to make this equitable. Now, nobody should be asked if they're a convicted felon on any job application. That should be taken off the table
Right,
because
right.
we've allowed a convicted felon to run any.
And that's but that's my point. Like Miss Camilla is saying, that's my point. Yes, against abortion, but not provision for the children that are unwanted and abused. Purely override and abuse. Hypocritical. You're hypocrites. Yeah, I totally agree. That's what I'm saying. That's where we are. And I don't want to hear about this is man's system and oh, we got to trust God. I do. I am. I really am. But we can't sit here and Dr. King said our life will begin to end the day we are silent about the things that matter.
Silence is
And
complicit.
and we're the only people, black folks, we're the only ones that's scared to offend the other people.
I'm not.
So
I'm
so
not
to,
afraid to
so,
offend
so to
anybody.
keep from offending them,
But
we
yeah,
just try and get along with them, and we go along with them to keep from offending them. But
yeah.
they don't care about okay, for example, at my job, two people came in the other day. Two people came in the other day with their MAGA hats on. This was during election day. This was Tuesday. During election day. They came in with their MAGA hats on, make America great. And I know they were just daring for me to say something. I didn't say anything. I was hoping that they would for I can go in, but they wouldn't. It was just a general nice conversation. Matter of fact, it ended well. And you know what I walked away from? I walked away from saying that even though we have our differences, we still should be able to get along as human beings. We got to stop. I don't want to build more hate on either side. You understand what I'm saying? We can if we don't be careful, we can start building hate even on our side because they're hating. No, don't you think it's enough hate going on? So why do we want to add to hate? And like I said, that day I walked away from that saying that okay, I know who they were gonna vote for, and they were upping his standards, but we still should be able to at least get along. We don't have to agree on our political agenda. We don't have to agree, but we still should be able to get. It should not be I guess I'm saying it should not be at a point where we're fighting or we're hating each other. Why are we hating one another? And we're in this together. Red and blue. We're making the thing bigger. This red and blue thing, we're making it once again. Here we are making the division. We are dividing the country, even with the red and blue. So, how I feel like um we got to be aware of what's going on. We got to pay attention of what's going on. Lord knows I want to educate myself more about what's going on and what's happening out there. I can share with about the other folks. I contact my son and I told him, listen, I need you to be at a state of mind where if you ever stop, because that's my concern. And see, and that's the other thing that gets me. And these are black folks talking about, oh, they voted for him, Bossy Bush and church folk. But you're missing the point that some of your friends that are Haitians, that are Hispanic, and if they're walking the street and may not have their papers on them,
Yeah.
they can just sweep them up and take them away. Your son, unless you're going to keep him sheltered, is in danger because now if a cop just feel like he just want to be that individual that day and just stop my son for any reason, Lord have mercy, and just for a reason my son may not say the right thing to him, he feel he has liberty to take my son out, and he walks away free. See, and this is the thing that as black men we're forgetting that, and don't give me, oh well, we black, no, because a lot of us are not talking to our young men. We're not mentoring our young men. We're not growing. We're not talking to our young men and making them better. So now we got a bunch of young men out there, this generation that's out there that flip mouth. And I know my son, he'll go off saying about his rights. I know my rights. You can't do this to one of those racist cops that's going to now just shoot my child and just walk away freely. And it's nothing. I don't care if I go to court, get the best lawyer. It's nothing I can do because he's going to get immunity. Not only that, I mean, here it is now. Unless you can afford private schools, and they might start charging for charter school. Now, those that can only afford going to public schools, that may be took away. But we're not seeing that part of it. We're missing that.
The conversations we're going to have to start having now, and I'm going to have it with my daughter because someone said something at school to her today about the election and basically said, I know the blacks are mad and, all this kind of stuff. And I told her, because she texted me, and I'm like, stand down. Do not respond. Let's talk about when you get home. And then when she got home, she had to get ready for a performance. I'm here picking her up now from the school. So we haven't had the conversation yet, but we're going to have the conversation because I'm going to have to teach her now about how not to engage in a conversation that's going to escalate and go somewhere where she may not be the victor. Because like you were saying, with all the plans that this Trump administration has, is going to embolden the police officers to do whatever they want to do. And violate, some of them, not all, violate the rights of citizens and won't face not one day of punishment, not face one day of
Yeah,
retribution for their actions. So
yeah.
the kind of conversation now we gotta have is about how not to engage in, conversations that are gonna lead somewhere, going down a rabbit hole, if you will. And
Right.
unfortunately, it's 2024 and we still have room to say hi. I'm on the podcast later. Um, we gotta have these conversations with our kids. First of all, we've never stopped having the conversations about how to address the police. We've always done that. Hey, handsome face. Bye, Auntie TaNika. Bye bye. Love you. Good night. You too. I'm
She
sorry, that
just
was my
talking to people
godson.
on that just on the podcast, boy. I tell
I'm
you.
sorry, that was my godson. He wanted to say hi. I know you're gonna let me say hi to my
Um,
godson.
but
Okay, but anyway, no, but seriously though, we've never stopped having to have the conversation about how to deal with the police. But now we got to have a conversation about how to deal with just regular folk that we may run into in public spaces that may want to be agitators and instigators of
right,
something that they know can,
right.
you know,
And
that,
no, you
that
totally you're right because you're gonna get some that are reasonable, that are sensible and reasonable. Then you're gonna get those ones that just really spew the garbage and understand and talk the way he talk and walk the way he talk and feel I got somebody now who stands up for me and support me where
yes,
I can
yes,
say and do whatever I want to do because they're gonna protect me and they got my back. And that's where it was when we go back to Jim Crow days. In that era, that's the way it was because it was like, hey, I can do whatever. I can come and punch you in the face, and ain't nobody gonna bother me because I got rights. I'm white, and I got white privilege, and that's what's gonna happen. And those of us that are on that level where they think it's not gonna affect them later on, but it may not now, but you know what? I'm not, I'm not, I'm not speaking nothing on anybody, but you never know what door it might knock on. No, they didn't think that Trayvon Martin, Sabrina them never thought, and they live in a great life. They were living a wonderful life. They were living well. They're well off, but they never thought that was gonna knock at their door. You know what I'm saying? They never thought that was gonna knock on that door. And it's not that they were living a poor life, they live in a wealthy life. So I mean a good life. I don't know how wealthy they are, but they were living a good life.
right.
And I mean, George Floyd, he didn't think that was gonna knock on their door. But at that state and doing this was during his time, but that was the mindset, and that was the mindset of the people. And now just think about it. It's gonna be even higher. I mean, just the tension and the foolishness is gonna be worse. I just feel and I pray. And that's why
From now till election
I
day.
think I'm gonna continue my Monday meditation of prayer for next week for the rest of the year because
Listen, from now till election day, is the block is gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot because, as you said before, they're gonna feel emboldened because their leader has won the election, and they're gonna
right.
feel like they can say and do whatever they want to. And not everybody is gonna take the high road, you know. And not everybody's
Oh
gonna take the
no.
high road.
And
So
that's the scary
I
see,
can see problems. I can see there being problems down the road. But let's just
that
pray that cooler heads
cooler heads
prevail.
prevail, right?
Yeah,
And that's the problem that I have about it. That it's gonna be some of those young heads that you come at them the wrong way, they coming back at you.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And now you got another dead black young man that life was just took,
yeah.
and there's nothing gonna happen. So, like I said, I'm not fearing anybody. I'm not going to walk in fear, and that's what I want to tell my listeners and the viewers that's watching. We're not going to walk in fear because of this change about to happen in January. We're not going to walk in fear. because I ain't, like I say, I ain't trying to go churchy, but I can't help it because God did not give us a spirit of fear. So we're not going to walk in fear. We're going to walk boldness. We're going to walk in confidence. We're going to hold our heads up. But this is the time. And you know what, TaNika? This came to me. This came to me today, and I kept saying it. I always ask y'all this. If you remember, I always ask y'all this: Who's next?
Well, I was gonna talk about that. I was
Who's
gonna
next?
say I was saying
Because
earlier before
this,
I got cut
this,
off
yeah,
that
this
we're
is
gonna
the
look out
time.
wounds. We're gonna binge watch a little TV this weekend. It's a 3-day weekend. We're gonna take this long weekend to, process what has occurred. But next week, like one of my I have a nonprofit organization, Sisters for Sisters, and my board members, I was talking to them this morning, you know, and one of my board members happens to be my cousin. Her name is Aisha. She said to me, okay, I know you're upset, but what we gonna do? We need to organize, strategize, and get out
It
here
starts
and
now.
get whatever, yeah, and get whatever we gotta go get. So when she said that, I was like, okay. And all this time, you've been talking about who's next, who's next. And I immediately thought of you because I've been watching Hakeem Jeffries, and he seems to be well respected. And he just did an interview with Fat Joe called Joe Talks, and he was talking about what he does, and he could be next. And I'm
Yeah,
not to say it's not to say there are not any other folks, but that's just caught my attention. Jasmine Crockett, I don't think she'd be ready to run for president just yet. I mean, because she's just getting started and what she's doing right now. Um,
definitely. I can't. We can't even throw out there because America definitely ain't ready for her. They just not gonna. They not gonna accept her. We have to find another.
man,
She can be somebody if
she's
we
so
get in there
cool.
where she can be on the cabinet or
Yeah,
on
she
the
could be in
team,
the
whatever.
cabinet. Yeah,
But no,
yeah.
she's not that. But this is my thing. T. This is my thing, and this is what I was thinking about today, and I've been thinking about this forever, and I kept saying it. That we're always way behind. We're always 2 or 3 years, 4 years behind the Republicans. They have already got on manifest of who are they grooming for the next 4 years.
Right.
They're already doing it. But my thing is the Democrat issue is we're so caught up in then again we believe it or not, we're battling each other, but we don't wanna come in together and say, okay, hey y'all, listen, let's huddle up. Let's come together, let's huddle up. It's one, and let's find out. Let's find at least four to five, 6 people. Let's pass them around, put them out there for the next 4 years and see how the people bite and see how the people come along, see how the people feel about them. That way, we find that one who we all can get behind
Democratic
and
Party
go
has
with.
to do. Democratic Party has to do some restructuring of
Hey, listen,
themselves as a
listen,
party. They have to.
listen,
They have to.
listen. Maybe I'm just putting this out there. Maybe us as Black Americans, if we can ever just come one accord, and like Mr. Bill has said, we came together then, we can now. If we ever, maybe we have our own party. And
But now you touched on something
yeah,
there, and
we like the hype, but the words get boring too quick. Right. We got to keep fighting. I mean, we always when stuff happen, that's one thing about us. And I said it again on the podcast. I said it again. We something happened, we out there fighting. But soon as about a week, 2 weeks over, we dead. We down. We
I'm
ain't on.
still here.
And see, and that's why I give people say what they want to say about Stoneman Douglas and those parents and those students and those people. They what it was like uh uh what Abraham when what's called when he had the angel and he told the angel, I ain't gonna let go until you bless me. They did not let go.
Until
They
they
did
got that
not give up
legislation
the fight
passed.
until they
They,
got what they wanted.
they got that legislation passed. We follow Stoneman Douglas stuff in the schools right
But
now.
they didn't just let it go. and
Correct.
they still today, still fighting, still got it going on. But we'll start something, and within a month, it's
It's
done,
over.
it's dead, and we haven't even got what we were fighting for. We just give up. And that's the difference between this generation and the past generation, our forefathers before. They didn't stop the fight. They didn't give up.
We
If
gotta
they
stop
got
showing up
turned
that way.
around,
We have to start
if they
showing up
got
with the bag
turned
of
down
money
one street,
that other
if they got turned
ethnicities
down one
do,
street,
and telling
they,
them what we want.
right. If they
If we
got
don't
turned down
change
one
how we
street,
address,
right. If they got turned down one street, they just decided to go down another street next week.
yeah, because then they don't have no allegiance to any one particular party. Pay attention to how Asian people deal with this government. They don't have a particular party that they have an allegiance to. They are with whomever is gonna help them. That's how they operate. Bye bye,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. So Uh, yeah. But so that's where I am. If you ask me how I feel, you got it. That's how I am. I'm at that point. A time out to fighting, time out for bickering, time out for hating, time out for starting more hate. Uh, um, time out for that. It's time to let's come together locally. Like, and I can't stand, and I don't care. He is one that walks around and say, "Oh well, I'm keeping it under wrap. I don't want
Who?
nobody. You don't let nobody. I don't want to let nobody know until it's time."
Who?
No, people need to know what your plan is, bruh.
Oh, you talking about Trump? Oh, okay, okay, okay.
No, I ain't talking about Trump. I'm talking about your friend,
Who?
Mister Jones. Don't tell me you
Oh,
just waiting to see
listen,
you
listen,
waiting to see.
listen.
No,
He is our champion. Listen.
no, no, no,
That's my
no,
state
no.
legislative boo.
Yeah,
Don't do
okay,
him. Don't
okay,
do him.
whatever.
Don't do
He
him.
good, yeah, because he did y'all right. He did y'all good, but what
He looks
else?
out for educators. He looks out for educators. I can't.
Exactly. He take care of y'all.
He's for his constituents. You must be in his constituency, aren't you?
That's it.
Yeah. So he look out for
He
you.
take care of education, but he more than that. It's more than that.
Listen, he fights
No,
for
no, 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 no.
no. Because listen, this is real. See, that's what I'm saying. If we're gonna vet people, we gotta start talking about the pros and the cons of possible people who got next. So I tell you what, I got a homework assignment for you, Elder, because that's the teacher in me. I got 22 years in. I'll give you a homework assignment.
You about to catch up with me.
Listen, I want you to give me your top three. Who got next? State, federal. Top three. And I want you to give me the pros and cons. Because somebody's watching this podcast. If it's not them, their constituents, their followers, their supporters, whomever. And they can get that message back. On this podcast, on this day, them people said, these are your pros, these are your cons. Whether they agree or disagree is not our prerogative. We want them to know that somebody's watching them so that they can improve
So
themselves.
yeah, somebody just put something, and I'm gonna ask you because you with in the NAACP.
Yes, I
How
am.
what's the grade that they could get their car NAACP car? What's the age?
Oh, elementary.
Elementary.
Because we have a youth council. We have a
Okay.
youth council. And
So
then
that okay. So we that's a start. We
yep.
somewhere we need to start pushing that.
And by the way, this is the month. This is the month all NAACP chapters are having elections. The South Day NAACP is having our election November 21st.
Thank you, Miss Camille. Thank you, Miss Camille, for that for mentioning that. You're spot on.
Yes.
Maybe Miss Camille, you can help us with that. We got our NAACP card in the first grade, right? But maybe that's something that you can help us push, where we're pushing that NAACP to
Everybody should
our
be on
baby.
the NAACP because it's too late to join after we've had a tragedy. It's too late to join when we had an incident.
No,
We need people in the fight now.
We need people
But I
working
think I
boots on the
think
ground now.
but I think what Miss Camille is saying is that's where we need to start there. We need to start building our babies, starting them out.
Yes,
We
yes,
need to
yes,
start pushing that,
yes. I
getting
agree.
our
Yeah,
elementary kids, our babies into knowing, giving them more, teaching them more about the NAACP
I
and
agree.
the purpose of the NAAC and why the NAA. Because I guarantee you ask a fifth grader or a sixth grader about NAACP, they don't know.
With things projected to go the way they're gonna go, it would
Okay,
behoove everybody to join the NAACP.
you got to volunteer. I'm looking to volunteer somewhere.
Hey, I'll let you
Organization.
know.
This
Shameless
Miss Camille.
plug.
Miss
Shameless
Camille.
plug.
Yeah.
I'm running again. I'm one more time around the block. First vice president, South Day NAACP. I'm running uncontested, but that doesn't mean I have everybody vote. So I'm asking those who are members of the South Day NAACP, a member of that branch, of our branch, if you so see it fit to have me be your first vice president again for the next 2 years, I'm on the ballot.
All
I'm on
right.
the.
If you can, Tamika, if you can you put your email address in the comments? If you can.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Yes.
South Day. Somebody put South Day NAACP. A policy is local. We need to get people into local state position. That was you put that, or somebody else put that? Okay. We got somebody watching. We got somebody watching from the South Day. TaNika, we got somebody watching. Okay, whoever's from South Day NAACP, can you put some contact information in the comments, please? For we have a young lady that wants to volunteer somewhere. She wants to get involved in the organization. If
I'll
you
put
can,
my email address in. Let me put that
okay.
right there.
Somebody from the South Day uh, NAACP just posted something. They just put something in the comments. I don't know who that's from. You know who that's from?
Yeah, I know Camille.
Okay, all right. So Camille just put all policies local. We need to get people into local
Okay,
and
no, I don't know Camille because I thought the Camille I'm talking about is
no,
from
no, no.
Dade
This is
County.
not Camille. Somebody from the South Dade.
Oh, okay, okay.
Somebody from South Dade just
That's probably
posted.
that's probably our secretary,
Okay, she says
Malcolm.
she's in Broward. She's in the Broward area.
Right, Camille is in Broward, but whoever put South Day in the NAACP, that's our branch secretary.
Okay, so we need to try and no, I need you to put that
Okay,
in
let
the
me
not
find
the
it.
private, but in the other one, Tamika.
Oh, okay, in the comments. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
in the
I'm here
comments,
now.
not the private. Okay, Miss Camille, I know how Camille, I know how to get in contact with you. I'll reach out to you. Um so she says she's in the Broward area. Anybody know the Broward NAACP?
Yes, that's Marsha. She's their president.
I can't I'm trying to find my card. Okay. Here you go, Miss Camille. It is
I put the last $10 I have in there. Your account has $14 now. Hi, baby. I'm back.
okay, I'm All right, Miss Camille. That's the that's the Miss Camille. That's the Broward County NAACP.
Oh, you got the information for her. Good, good, good.
Um, contact.
Like I said, every branch of the NAACP is holding elections this month. People who have been members at least 30 days can vote in those elections. They have not been members 30 days or more, they can't vote. However, it is important that they go ahead and join. January 1 starts a new year and a new executive committee for the various branches. So they can be appointed by their president to do um, work such as being committee chairs of various committees. NAACP has over 30 committees. Depending upon your branch and what that branch is doing, how many committees are actually active. So there is work to be done. We need all boots on the ground. We need all hands in the mud.
We that's where we at. I mean that's where my mind is. That's where I'm at. Let's start working now. Let's not wait. So
Yeah,
during these 4 years, we
we
need
can't wait.
we need to be strategizing and planning and preparing for the next 4 years.
Right.
After these 4 years are up, we need
Because when
to
the tragedy happens, that's not the time to plan.
huh
And a lot of times, when the tragedy happens, that's not the time to plan. And a lot of times, people wait until something happens.
all the time. That's
They're
us.
looking for
That's us.
and looking at NAACP.
That's us. That's
That's not the
us.
time.
That's
We need to
us.
be in and
Oh,
involved from
yeah,
now.
yeah.
From now.
But
Yeah.
I'm just saying from now where we are now and where we're headed, we need to definitely start strategizing and planning for the next 4. I'm talking just not presidential. I'm talking senators, representative, congressmen, all that, all that. Because I love my girl. I love Lady Wilson, Frederica Wilson. I love her. But it's who's next?
That's the problem with a lot of our black leaders
Who's
in this
next?
in this era right here. In
We
this
can't
era
you
right here.
can't you can't you
They
can't
they're,
hold it
they're
you
not
can't
grooming
hold it down
anybody.
till you 80 years old
Listen, they're not grooming anybody. They're not grooming anybody.
because they want to hold it down till they 80.
They want to
Until
be in
they
power until they become extinct. And if you, it's like if Big Mama died. We see this all the time. Families, the matriarch or the patriarch is the glue of the family, and perhaps for whatever reason, no one else was prepared to step up and be the leader of the family. Should that person's time come and they're called to glory or however you want to put it, and the family collapse.
right.
And the black community is no different. We have people that's been sitting in positions 1,000 years. 1,000 years. I'm exaggerating, but I'm being serious. No successor. No one has been groomed. The best leader is a leader that can teach others how to do the job.
Mhm.
Compare somebody else. As a matter of fact, step aside now
and be in the background. And I've done that. I
Right.
was the collegiate chapter president of NAACP Bethune-Cookman, and before I
You
graduated,
just had to throw that name.
I didn't graduate. I'm
Just had
sorry.
to throw that name
Is
out.
there a problem? Is there a problem?
Battle.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You gonna let me finish this?
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
at the Bethune-Cookman College, now university, I was the president of our chapters and well, sorry, our chapter NAACP, collegiate chapter NAACP. Before I graduated, I stepped down as president. I've served as treasurer before I graduated, and I groomed a guy named Chris Shaw. So he was an officer under me when I was president. Then I stepped aside, and he became president, and then I was there to support him on his executive committee. You understand what I'm saying? So he saw me do the work, and I groomed him as his leader. And then I stepped aside and gave him support as he began to lead. That is how it should be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not to say that you step aside and you just disappear into thin air. It's
Right.
not that. But you have to give people the opportunity to learn to do the job. It's something we call in education the gradual release model. In our culture, in the black culture right now, there's no gradual release. We're not passing the baton off to anybody. We're not um, mentoring many. And that's the issue. And that's something that has to be resolved.
Yeah. So that's where we at. Hey y'all, listen, you've been locked
That
into
time of
this,
day?
huh?
Is that time of day already?
It's that time. It's that time
Okay.
because I'm hungry.
I got some fried chicken in there, so I'm about to go hit
Rap
on that.
music and the internet program, our kids, they their own voice of authority, and there is no men in the house to prevent it. And we can't put it just on the men, but we'll put it on just how we've allowed our kids to grow up. We change things. We allowed things because let's be honest, our parents was the best parents in the world, but some parents did not try to shield us from some stuff. And they should allow us to experience it like they were experiencing it. But also
I
but
don't think we
we
should put the emphasis on rap music. Is rap music
no, we
right?
can't and the
Rap
internet.
music is influential, but you also have to remember that
But
rap music is a form of protest.
if you monitor it.
It's a form of
If you
protest.
right, but if you monitor, some of it is, but there's some that's not. So, but you as parents, you have to monitor it,
Of
and a
course.
lot of times we've dropped the ball as parents monitoring what we hear because some of the parents, and we've said it, you've said it, I've said it, and a lot of people in our generation have said it that I'm not raising my child up the way my parents did me, and that was wrong. That was out of order, and I had to tell people that you didn't come out too bad.
Yeah,
You came out good. So
that
let's
part.
stop
Yeah.
that, but let's be more focused on our kids. So hey y'all, yeah, it's that time because I gotta eat. Um,
Okay.
in the South Florida Live podcast. Listen, I want to thank everyone. Ms. Camille, thank you for always coming and giving your comments. I appreciate our viewers that come in there. TaNika, thank you so much. Hey, listen, we just gonna keep. We're not gonna fret. We're not gonna worry. We gonna fight. I love it what she said. Fighting may take a while, but doesn't mean that we won't win.
Right.
I like that. I might get me a T-shirt with that on it or something. I'm gonna post
I
that.
still gonna wear her buttons. I had bought some buttons that said
I'm gonna
Howard some walls.
post that one.
I'm gonna wear my buttons because I
Yeah,
bought them.
I might post that one. But yeah, let's keep fighting. This is the time to come together. Those that are viewing, somebody. Let's come together. Let's talk about it. Let's this is not the time to sit back idly by and just wait and see what the rain, what color he's gonna make and what he's gonna do. Let's make this guy
Or you know what? Because everybody keeps talking about this economic piece, let's be intentional and figure out how we can benefit from that.
And right. I'm sorry. That was shown enough on one of my note cards.
Because MSNBC did a whole. I mean, of course, they've been talking about it all day, but one of the things they said that the Democratic Party failed to do was really address the economic issues of people. So, since people think that Trump has these wonderful plans, when I feel like he's really only going to roll out plans or put into law things that will be beneficial to the 1%, the rich, and all that. If there's anything he puts into motion that you could do that'll benefit you fiscally, let's take advantage of it.
Yeah, take advantage of it. But that's why I say we got to stay engaged. We got to stay aware. We got to know what's going on around this thing. TaNika, thank you so much.
Pleasure, Elder. Pleasure.
Yeah. You I ain't gonna mess with you with the Wildcat. I'm not gonna do it.
I know you not.
I'm not, because I'm just still trying to scratch my head. Why would y'all have Jackson State for homecoming? I'm still trying to figure that one out.
I don't make the schedule. I don't make the schedule.
But anyway, we're gonna let
we won though. We won though, right? Don't do that. I thought somebody told me. That's okay.
That'll be a negative.
Sound effects. Right.
That'll be a negative. But anyway, we won't. Hey, it is what it is. They just still 1-7. It is what it is. It's all right.
No. We're not 1-7. Stop it. I was out last weekend and someone reported out that we had won the game that night.
You want me to? You need me to pull it up?
No, I'm going to have my fried chicken now.
Okay. All right. I was gonna say, you want me to pull it up?
Go have your collard green pot pie.
I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up for you.
Get your straw hat. You know we're gonna be in the fields come January.
The devil. Devil, I ain't being nobody fields. That's why them Mexicans ain't going nowhere, because they ain't nobody want to do that work. Nobody going out in them strawberry fields but them. But hey, listen, y'all. Love y'all. That's the action word. Appreciate you. Blessings to you. Hey, listen, y'all. Thank you for joining us on tonight. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for all your comments, your love. Hey, if you want to show some love, it's some stars that y'all see. Hit them stars. Show me some stars. Give me some stars, if you will. Give me some stars. Give me some love. Hey, y'all, if you want to be support this podcast right there, $ Power Glory 777, $ Power Glory 777. Zelle is Jeffrey Brown 2094 at Gmail. Jeffrey Brown, JFFERY Brown 2094 at Gmail. Or hit those stars that you see on your screen. Thank you so much for being a part of this podcast on tonight. And as I always say, y'all, I love y'all. And that's an action word. It's nothing you can do but love me back. That's all you can do. As we always say, I'll pray for you. Listen, y'all, keep praying for me. And you know what? We're going to watch God change things. God bless you.
Email your idea for show topics to the South Florida Live Show at gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in to South Florida Live with your host, Jeffrey Brown.